Hello everyone, it's DiegoDoom here, bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2017. This version of Godzilla comes from the 2017 anime film Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters, also known as Godzilla Monster Planet. In the not-so-distant future, the Earth encounters a huge surge of giant monsters in endless conflict. The greatest threat of all the monsters on Earth is Godzilla. After many years of battling the monsters, humanity leaves the Earth in search of a new home. The humans eventually find a new home, but it turns out to be uninhabitable. Now they journey back to Earth to take it back from the monsters. Upon their arrival on Earth, they realize much time has passed since they left, and now the monster threat is worse than ever, with Godzilla now the ultimate threat. As of right now, Godzilla Planet of the Monsters has not been released in America yet, so I can't give my opinion on the film just yet. S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2017 is another fantastic release in the S.H.MonsterArts line. Godzilla has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, and a great range of articulation. Let's jump right into it and take a look at Godzilla himself. Godzilla has a great range of articulation. First, let's start with the head. We can look up, down, left, right. Now when tilting the head up, you have to be careful because if you hyperextend it, you'll see the top portion of his throat will pop out, causing a huge gap, so do be aware of that. The neck is on a very sturdy ball joint, so here we can look further up, further down, more to the left and to the right, which is pretty cool. The mouth can open up. The shoulders have a great range of rotation. The shoulders can rotate a full 360 degrees, but when you do this, you'll have to contend with this free-floating piece at the top of the shoulder that can get stuck inside of the body. The arms can come out 90 degrees. We have an upper bicep swivel. We have single-jointed elbows. We have an elbow swivel. The claws are on ball joints so we can tilt and spin them freely. In the upper torso, we can lean forward, backward, twist side to side, and lean side to side. In the upper chest, when you're twisting the figure from side to side, if you do it too much, you can cause Godzilla's pecs to become out of alignment with the rest of the body, causing a huge gap, so do be aware of that. The legs get forward this much, backward this much, across the sides this much. We have a very nice bend here in the knees. The feet can tilt and swivel. And then finally, we have Godzilla's super long, fully posable tail comprised of many ball joints. This is definitely very cool here. Something else that's really neat, as you flex the tail, you can see the tail separates into several serrated or sharp segments, which makes it really cool. So this is very nicely done here. Now there is one minor slight QC issue I did encounter with my Godzilla 2017 figure. On my second figure, I noticed if I tilted the head all the way up, you got this weird, huge gap here, as you can see. After looking into this, it looks like the double ball joint may not have been pushed in all the way on both ends. Also, it seems the socket is a little too slick, so I'm going to have to go in there and add some floor polish to tighten everything up. A very minor issue that can be easily fixed, but that aside, there's nothing really wrong with this figure. When it comes to sculpt and paint apps, Godzilla is absolutely fantastic. First, let's start with the head. At the top of the head, we have Godzilla's very well textured and detailed plant-like scales with a weathered forest green paint app. This paint app is used throughout the body. In some spots, we have a lighter forest green paint app. Godzilla's brow has a prominent sculpt with various creases and folds. The eyes are two simple glossy black dots. I really wish they would have sculpted eyeballs in for Godzilla and then made them black with a reflective highlight. The mouth has a cool, jagged, semi-sharp sculpt. On the inside of the mouth, we have Godzilla's tongue with an amber paint app. The inside of the mouth has the same texture and detail as the rest of the body. The neck has a fantastic muscular sculpt with various creases and folds. The chest and abs have a fantastic muscular sculpt. You can see all the feathers and striations in the chest. The shoulders and arms have a large, scaly, muscular sculpt. The claws have a simple, semi-sharp sculpt. The legs have a very lean, muscular, scaly sculpt. I really like how you can see every muscle in the thighs and all of the scaly texture. The feet have a large sculpt, The toenails are sharp with a deep forest green, almost black paint app. Spin around to the back, we have Godzilla's rows of dorsal fins. The dorsal fins have a sharp, leaf-like sculpt with a forest green paint app. On the tips of the dorsal fins, we have lighter forest green highlights. Each dorsal fin has its own unique sharp sculpt, which is very cool. As we come down the back, the dorsal fins become large and then smaller as we reach the tail. The tail has a fantastic multi-segmented sculpt with various scaly creases and folds. When you move the tail, you can see it splits into jagged segments, which is awesome. The dorsal fins on the top of the tail become smaller and then disappear as we reach the very tip of the tail. Unfortunately, Godzilla does not come with any accessories, but he does have a nice little treat. As a first release bonus, you get a very nice illustration of Godzilla by Hiroyuki Shechinah. Now please forgive me if I am butchering that name. Now this illustration is definitely very cool. It's actually printed on some nice cardstock here, so you can see on the front we have this very cool illustration of Godzilla, and then if we spin around to the back here, we have S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 2017, a nice grid pattern here with some other accents, so very cool there. Now it is a bummer that Godzilla does not come with an atomic breath effect part, but if you're an avid S.H.MonsterArts collector, you might find a way to resolve this. Now that we've attempted to find Godzilla a decent atomic breath effect part, let's do some size comparisons. As a whole, Godzilla turned out to be absolutely fantastic. The sculpt is nicely detailed, the paint apps are very well done, and the articulation is great. I must admit, at first, I disliked this new design of Godzilla, but now that I have this figure, I've grown to like the new design and I'm hyped for the film. The only thing that is lacking on this figure, I wish the eyes would have been sculpted in, and I really wish Godzilla had a proper atomic breath effect part. In the end, this is an awesome figure and I absolutely recommend picking this one up. Now, how much does Godzilla 2017 cost? I imported both my Godzilla 2017 figures for $66 a piece, which isn't bad at all. As far as I'm aware, this figure is not going to be a standard release in the US, so it seems importing him may be the least expensive option. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. To see more fantastic reviews, click the links on screen right now. Be sure to follow me on social media, add me on Gemr, and most important of all, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.